This is the launcher setup I've used in every single video on this channel. It's a winder launcher with a grip. It has the extra long ripcord with an extra attachment to give it a ring. And it's done me pretty well. I've won about 3 tournaments. I've gone second and third a couple of times and a handful of top 8s. A lot of top 8s, guys. But after a lackluster finish at the Toronto tournament I posted last time, plus the fact I pretty much break one of these launchers every 2 or 3 tournaments, I think it's time for a change. So today, we're gonna be attending our first ever Beyblade X tournament with a string launcher. We're not even gonna bring the winder. It's string or bust. Let's see how we perform today. Let's see what we can learn and how we can improve for future tournaments. This is how we will be playing Beyblade for the rest of our career. Let's take a quick look at the setup. We got the white grip this time with the purple Samurai Saber rubber grips. We have a gray and red string launcher, and then on top is my battle pass with the custom cut jaxtyy printout, which is copy paper, pretty fun to do. There's this myth that winder launcher gets more RPM by default, but we're gonna test that myth today with this battle pass and see how hard we can rip. My friends are actually developing an app called Bay.io, which connects to the battle pass and it can track your average. It's a really clean way of tracking your battle pass scores, and there's gonna be like a social feature. So pretty sick. Let's get it connected. We're gonna use this winder launcher first. Let's get a baseline. I was experimenting potentially playing winder without the grip and just the battle pass, because with the grip on, the battle pass just like feels way too heavy and I don't have a good handle on it. So this one I hit about 9.9K. Not the highest thing in the world, but I had to spend a lot of energy. Here with the string launcher though, immediately, first launch on the string launcher, we have achieved a slightly higher RPM than the winder. And what's nice with string, of course, is that you don't have to pull it in a straight line. Like the winder has an opening and you need to pull out straight or else it'll get caught or else it'll break easily. The string, you can pull it in any direction and it's fine. As you can see, the second launch already over 10K, which I have to pull pretty hard on the winder to get to 10K. On the string, it doesn't feel that tough to do. All right, so now let's go back in time and get back to jaxtyy, about to go to Dave & Buster's for a tournament. Let's get it. What's up guys, another Dave & Buster's local today. First one in a while. This is all we're gonna bring today. The new launcher setup and my 3 Beyblades. We're gonna make a brand new shark scale 160 low rush though, because this one is getting a little rounded. And luckily for me, I was able to pick all this stuff up before, and I won this one. I was able to pick these 2 up before the prices went sky high. These have been sitting in my archive for a while. Let's make a new shark. Brand new shark scale 160 low rush. That's kind of insane. This is the old one for reference. Gosh, it is jiggly. This is tight. Absolutely insane. We're gonna bring this new one here today. We're gonna carry this as a backup, and then hopefully nothing else breaks on me. I'm pretty confident in my combos now. 150 kick, 760 rush, as you may know. Typical. Let's put it all into the bag and get going. It's already August, which means we're coming up to 1 year since I started playing Beyblade X. And what's crazy is that last week, I actually won the award for upcoming vlogger at BayCon. So shout out to you guys for voting for me.
But this rising vlogger brings us right to the stadium floor, showing us the grit, the excitement of the competitive scene. Our nominees are Left Burst, Bayvid, jaxtyy,
That's my boy,
and Baymac. With the nominee winner being jaxtyy.
And I'm gonna keep trying not to just get better at the game, but also getting better at making videos. So thanks for sticking around, clicking like and subscribe and all that. Let's get to Dave & Buster's. Quick rule check today. It's gonna be first to 5 points, 6th round of Swiss, and we're gonna be flipping the stadium every single time. Rest of the rules, similar to B4. It's gonna be full punish, self KOs, all that. It's gonna be tough. All right, we just arrived. String launcher ready to go. No free play stadiums open right now. I think we're just gonna jump right into it. I practiced a little bit yesterday, so hopefully today we can keep that form up. Getting right into Swiss round 1 is our first tournament since Beyblade X Toronto, and it's also the first time I'm playing string launcher at a tournament. And we're on table height again. I haven't played on table height in a while as well, so all new to me. We're throwing Phoenix Wing first on the B side. Look at this, we gather up some speed, and bang, we get a burst. However, The judge is going to review this footage and call an early launch on our opponent, Aaron Afflicted. And those 2 points don't count. Unfortunately, I think when I did review it, Aaron was a little bit early. That's okay. We're going to put Phoenix back onto the side here. And unfortunately, this time I lose 2 points against his Cobalt Dragoon. You hate to see it that way, but it is what it is. We move on to the next bay. This was my first time, like all of these launches, I'm basically kind of testing what I need to do in order to get the performance I want. So we're kind of just aiming in the general direction of the corner. For Shark Scale on the X side, we're going to be pushing it towards X side. I pulled back launch a little bit too hard though, and my Shark Scale ends up on my side of the stadium. Luckily, we do get a nice dash here on the low rush, and then this wizard just gets swung into the pocket, and we get our return 2 points. Shark Scale and low rush, no longer on free ball. It's a fresh shark. I feel like it can hit harder when it's not like super rounded. So back on the low rush, that's the reasoning. And now as we enter this Golem Rock matchup, we're gonna hope for Hover to get a fat hit. We're gonna aim for the top left corner. He's gonna drop down to the middle again and then lose control. Look at this, we're riding the rails. We're not even riding the rails, we're riding the walls. And just like that, Hover Wyvern. Self KO after 1 point of contact. The loose Shroud ends me. 5-2 to Aaron Afflicted. We lose our first match with String Launcher. And as cool as it is to post these videos on YouTube for you guys, it's also a great way for me to sort of VOD review and see the launches I'm doing and how I can improve. So as you can see, like in the previous game, all of my launches sort of ended up somewhere in the middle, even though I'm pointing my launcher at the top corner. With Winder, it's very simple. Whichever direction that your launcher is facing, your Beyblade will most likely go. With String Launcher, since you're kind of pulling almost like perpendicular sometimes with the string to where the launcher is facing, the Beyblade kind of like drops down. It doesn't really follow the momentum of the pull. So as you see here, I flick my wrist towards the left, my Phoenix Wing goes towards the right. And this ends up working out for me. We do get the 2 points versus Sir Oliver Quint here, but it's not exactly where I was aiming for. I'm trying to recreate my launcher tech, my Wonder Launcher tech where my Phoenix Wing goes to the top left, but I'm struggling with that still. Second round. We'll see how we can sort of improve the hand motion in my left arm as well as the pulling arm. So here we go. We're angling the launcher a little bit flat for Shark Scale just to try to get it to the other side. And again, as I slide it back, I end up doing a tilt and I pull my Shark Scale back. Again, pays off for me, sort of unintended. We get the burst finish on the Wizard Rod and free ball, and we go up 4-0. But even as I'm watching this, trying to commentate, like I'm looking at my launcher position, trying to see the tech that I'm performing, and I can't really predict when that's happening. So that's the number one issue right now, is that I'm very unfamiliar with the way my launcher performs and what my hands need to be doing in order to push my Beyblade into the direction that I want to go in. Final Beyblade now, Hover Wyvern, 150 kick against Aero Pegasus. Succulent the judge pushed away some kids, because in this tournament I was swinging my arm really far back, so definitely causing some whiplash, and also whoever is in range of my wingspan can definitely get hit pretty hard. Luckily for me, even though the Hover Wyvern gets jammed into that shroud again, we do destabilize the Aero Pegasus just enough where we can take the spin finish and we win 5-0 against Oliver Quint. After that strong performance against Oliver Quint, we're going into Swiss round 3 against Banana Smacked, and he's actually filming his own video here, so you can see his tripod on the right. Apologies for the distortion. But we're starting X side this time. Shark Scale against yet another Wizard Rod. This is the third time we're playing Shark Scale versus Wizard Rod. It seems like a lot of people just like putting their Wizard in the first B slot, just like how I enjoy putting Shark Scale in the X slot, so this matchup seems to just be happening a lot here. Unfortunately though, this time Shark Scale has been winning it so far, but not against this one. 160 Hexa, too strong. Decent amount of stamina left on that Wizard. I took a decent chunk out of it though, so this is definitely my best matchup for Wizard. Just couldn't get it this time. Now we got Phoenix Wing against yet another Cobalt Dragoon on Elevate. We're going to try to avoid that spin steal at the end of the late game. Trying to put this Phoenix in the corner as well for a big dink, but unfortunately we land in the middle once again. So what I'm noticing is that wherever I'm pointing my string launcher, the Beyblade kind of comes out slightly to the right of it, if that makes sense. And here we take a big hit from that Cobalt and Phoenix just loses a lot of stamina early. So now I'm hoping that honestly the spin steal, the spin equalization does come through and I can take some spin, but it's against Elevate. I think if the right spin Beyblade is shorter on spin and it's not on like level at minimum, it's gonna be tough for it to come back there. So we're down 2-0 against Banana Smack. Hover Wyvern has been a big letdown so far, kind of getting caught on the sides of the walls. So here against Shark Scale, we're hoping we can get on the good side of the contact and not get immediately pocketed. We do get the cross court that we want, finally. I think I flicked my wrist a little bit. We do get the one tap onto the Shark Scale. Hover Wyvern coming in, saving us when we need it the most. 2-2, all tied up onto the reshuffle. Now we're on B side, so we're gonna throw Phoenix Wing again, and he's gonna throw Cobalt Dragoon again. So I think we both have the same rule where it's like, if it's B, we play this, if it's X, we play that. So he's playing Cobalt Dragoon on X once again. This time, can anything happen differently? We're going to pull and aim not in the middle once, we're going to the top this time. Yeah, okay, so I definitely noticed that. We get a little bit closer to the top here, and Cobalt Dragoon is a little bit squirrely, takes a huge hit there, and slams itself into the wall. And even though it's still like fighting for its life to equalize with the Phoenix Wing, I did enough damage there to take the spin. We take the lead this game 3-2. And now for the first matchup that's not what we've been doing already, it's going to be Shark Scale versus Shark Scale. And this is pretty cool. Fresh Shark Scale, high attack power on the low rush, on a fresh low rush as well. Let's see if we can come out on top here. Gonna aim towards the other side of the stadium, but we're gonna land in the middle. Take a massive X dash, go towards the extreme rail, but here we go. We do get a big crit in the late game. And my green bottomed Shark Scale almost gets pocketed there, but we get the spin finish. We go up 4-2. All we need is 1 point now, but it is Wizard Rod once again. This time, though, we have Hover Wyvern coming in against Wizard Rod. I feel like if I were to match up against Wizard Rod, I would choose Shark Scale first and then Hover Wyvern second, just because of the high crit potential. We're aiming it very perpendicular with the stadium here, trying to get a top-down launch. Unfortunately there, as you can see, I slowed it down. My Hover Wyvern bounces off the shroud and lands on the other side of the stadium. We get one big X dash and get the extreme. That would have been game, but unfortunately, Shroud cost us a point in this tournament. So we give a point up to Banana Smack, and we have to try this again. Unfortunately, my Hover Wyvern stays on the left side and doesn't get that one tap it did last time. And we don't get the X dash here. We do destabilize the Wizard a little bit, but now that we're in the middle, even though it's on kick, the Wizard Rod Hexa is just too strong for us here. And unfortunately, due to lack of experience on the string launcher and a Shroud hit, we're down 2 points and it's tied up 4-4. Reshuffle, you expect the Wizard matchup, of course. So as I said earlier, Shark Scale coming in. What can we throw as our last Beyblade to defeat a Wizard Rod? It's going to be Shark Scale every single time. We've lost once so far to a Wizard Rod, but the other 2 times we won. And there we go. Yet another win for Shark Scale here. Very positive into Wizard Rod. We take the very critical win, 5-4.
Judging, so I haven't filmed like the intermission thing. First game, self-extreme on the hover, not good. I feel like if I tilt it too much, it kind of loses control. So I've been doing a little bit better on the flat slide drops. And then after that, it didn't self-extreme ever since. So we're up 2-1.
Now going into round 4, we are up 2-1 on the record. Still positive, up against Cordell 17. Phoenix Wing on the B side versus Golden Rock on the X side. Phoenix Wing still falling into the center across the court, which is not the ideal launch for me, but we'll see what we can do. Phoenix Wing missing an X dash here against this Golden Rock on a stamina build. And unfortunately, speaking of stamina, Phoenix does not have it to continue. We're down 1-0 going into our Shark Scale. It's going to be up against a Hover Wyvern, so we can expect a lot of intense contact here, a lot of critical hits. Basically attack via attack. We want to be on the side where the pockets aren't. So we're aiming our launchers kind of upwards, kind of get the Shark Scale to go up the stadium. Unfortunately, I kind of flick it towards the left side, our left side, and we just meet in the middle and get clipped. Shark Scale has been the MVP so far and still is, but that is the first time it's gone pocket this tournament. Not a great start. We usually need our Shark Scale to win points. Now into Hover Wyvern. Still trying to figure out the launch for this as well, because string launcher, it's new to me. It's going to be different for kick and rush and low rush. I like to kind of keep things similar, keep things simple with the low rush and the rush, but the kick, definitely a different beast. Here against Pegasus Blast is a great pick into me all the time because I like to play so many attack types. Pegasus Blast, good at tanking hits, and against his hover, making light work out of it. It looks like it's going to be another spin finish towards Cordell. Be down 4-0 in this match. Can we claw it back somehow? We're going to put up our Shark Scale here on the reshuffle. try to get anything going against this hover Wyvern once again. We're still attempting to hit that cross-court stall like we did with the winder launcher on our shark scale, but didn't do it this time. But luckily we do get the burst though, so we're back up 2 points. Shark scale doing its job, keeping us alive. Back onto the Phoenix on B against this Pegasus Blast. Can we hold on against Cordell here? Really bad launch, probably the worst launch of the video. We bounce towards the extreme pocket, get clipped by an X dash, and that is game against Cordell. Wow. We get absolutely clobbered by Cordell there on our 4th round. And even though this is Swiss, if you lose 2 rounds, you're pretty much out of the tournament. It's like double elimination, 2 losses, you're out. But we still have round 5 here against Julius. And I was trying to make up for the really trash Phoenix launch last game, and I tried to slide my hand a little bit more. Unfortunately, we do hit the Shroud and we give up a point. Julius had like an early launch earlier, so it's 1-1 right now. Still on the first set of Beyblades though, and still can't get this Phoenix Wing launch correctly. So Shark Scale, going to town on my Phoenix, the higher RPM from Julius, destabilizing my Phoenix, and we lose the actual point of this match, 1 point. Julius goes up to 2-1. Now is our Shark Scale's turn though, against Aero Pegasus. We get middle placement again on the tilt. We get a 1 lovely X dash, drill the Aero Pegasus into the pocket, but then I get return extreme. Just like that, in the snap of an eye, in the blink of a snap, in the blink of a finger, we lose right there. And although we had a solid start, 2 wins and a loss, we lose 2 games in a row there after that intermission, and we get definitely sent out of the bracket, no more top cut. For the 6th round is actually against a first time blader, so I'm not gonna commentate over this match that much. So let's move on, and as you can see, there's more video to be played. That's because we're going to do another tournament in the same video. 2 tournaments in 1 video, can you believe it? We have more string launcher to play, let's go. All right, this is the next week. Another tournament today with the string launcher. Let's see how we do. First one wasn't that great, but we're just getting started, so let's try again. All right, today, since I'm not that confident in my attack types yet, I need a rock, I need an anchor. So we're playing Mummy Curse for the first time today. Let's see how it goes. All right, Mr. Jordy just sold me a Rocket Griffin H. Thank you, Mr. Jordy. Let's jump right into Swiss round 1 of tournament number 2. This is crazy. We picked the X side this time because I feel like my Shark Scale is just so strong coming off the last tournament. So we're on X side here, and we're gonna go cross court again. We're changing up the way we launch our string launcher in this tournament. Before, I would pull kind of downwards, because when you play string, you wanna put your body weight into the pull. So in tournament 1, I was kind of like bending down, crouching down as I was pulling, and that's why I kind of hit Shroud so many times. This time, we're gonna be turning our body a little bit more instead of pulling downwards. So we're gonna be doing like a lateral pull instead of like a downwards pull. And we do get the 2 points versus hover. The hover jumped out, but last second tap straight into the pocket. Up 2-0, back on the Phoenix Wing. Also, it's a rematch against Cordell. So last tournament, Cordell beat us 5-2. It's gonna be our round 1 opponent here in this one. And Phoenix Wing, on the tight 760, the Fort Hornet 760, we get bursted by a Cobalt Dragoon. That's the first time this 760 has bursted on me. It was bound to happen, all good. 2-2 tied up into our debut match for Mummy Curse. And I chose 960 free ball because I just needed an anchor, and 960 free ball is basically the default option for maximizing stamina in any Beyblade. Unfortunately, we meet the mirror, but it's a Scorpio Spear 960 free ball. And Scorpio Spear, Cordell either pulled a little bit harder or Scorpio Spear gets a little bit better stamina-wise. And I just lose a spin finish. Very boring battle here. We go down 3-2. Back on a Shark Scale. I put the Shark Scale on B-side, guys. I'm just so, like, last tournament, the Shark Scale carried heavy, and so far, like, taking the first 2 points and everyone else losing points. Shark Scale is by far my MVP, especially on the fresh, low rush, fresh blade. Even against Cobalt Dragoon here, we win the spin finish. Insane. We tied the game up 3-3. Onto the shuffle. Actually, no, not onto the shuffle. We already shuffled. But because I played Shark Scale B-side, for the X side, we're going to put Mummy Curse. Because Phoenix is, again, the B-side baddie. And it pays off because we get the cross-court 1-tap. Hover jumps in the pocket, but comes flying straight out. And we just got to hold on here for the spin finish. The defense of Mummy Curse, successful against this Hover Wyvern here. But only for 1 point. The game could have ended if it stayed in the pocket, but alas. Just got to hope for this free ball. and we take the 1 point. We go up 4-3. We need one more point. Phoenix Wing has been disappointing me a little bit lately. The string launcher, still trying to figure out the best tech for the Phoenix. So as you can see in this one, I mentioned the lateral body turning launch. We're also pointing it sort of diagonally, trying to get Phoenix into the corner as much as possible. And luckily for me, Cordell puts his Scorpio Spear right into the crosshairs of Phoenix. We get the one tap, and that's gonna be game 5-3. Now we're up 1-0 against Powerhouse Kid, and spoiler alert, he is a kid, and we do win 5-0 in this match. I think the reason why I matched up against him in the 1-0 bracket is because he missed his first round. Either his opponent didn't show up or he didn't show up, and I think his seeding was a little bit higher than if he were to be 0-1. So we are playing against Powerhouse Kid. It's going to be 5 spin finishes, and we're just going to be talking about sort of my thoughts on string launchers so far. Also check out the new glossy stadiums. The Dave & Buster's weeklies, they did increase the tournament entry fee, and the prizing on Wednesdays have now been decreased just slightly because they're investing into new stadiums. Fortunately, right now the Beyblade scalper economy kind of through the roof still. Takara Tomy and Hasbro is just unwilling to make the BX10 for Western countries for some reason. It actually makes no sense. So we have to rely on sort of importing these stadiums, and therefore they're really expensive. It's like $90 to $100 per stadium, for a sheet of plastic. Come on, what are we doing here? But in terms of the launching, I've definitely gone better at the string in terms of not hitting the shroud. I'm still experimenting, sort of aiming it perpendicularly, sort of where do I aim? Because the battle pass is a good way for my eyes visually to sort of line up a launch, but unfortunately it's still not like Winder, where the Beyblade does not follow the direction of the battle pass. You see here, I aim it towards the top of the stadium, but Mummy Curse goes exactly perpendicular. So I think for future tournaments, I'm gonna sort of practice sort of where I aim the string launcher and see where the Beyblade goes. I think maybe either shifting the launcher arm to twist it a little bit, or sort of just the direction I pull the string is important. So I'll still experiment with that, but luckily here, doesn't really matter. We do win 5-0. All right, today's tournament, another 6-round tournament, but it's only top 8 this time, but we are up 2-0. The string launcher today, I'm not squatting down as much when I pull, but I'm still getting the same RPMs because really it's just in the turn of your hips. So I figured that out. So far, so good. The second game was against a little bro, so the RPM diff kind of just won me the spin finishes. I almost got extreme there, but 2-0 start is good. Ideally, we get 4 wins in a row and we can secure top cut. And here on round 3, we're up against Carlos, you may know him, and we're being judged by Cosmos, you may know him as well.
His commentary in his YouTube video is going to be like, Carlos, bring out the drawn strike. We normally don't
jaxtyy! Players ready. 3, 2, 1. Usually a heavy hitter.
We normally see him play his chair.
This is a heavy bang. Players ready. 3, 2, 1, go shoot.
He gets the good stall. It's my Phoenix Wing.
We OS here.
That stadium sucks, bro.
Wasn't enough gas. We'll take the OS.
What the hell's going on?
And they wanted to be cute little silly goofballs and commentate the match like how I do over my videos. So I just let them commentate that one. And I got away with murder, honestly. Phoenix Wing, pretty trash launch there, but I was able to avoid the Dran Strike. And Dran Strike, super heavy, as Cosmo said, lost all its stamina because it whiffed the pocket. So up 1-0, surprisingly, going into Shark Scale. And what's really interesting here, I'm noticing now, is that Carlos is switching to Winder when he's on B side, or at least for this instance. And with that Winder, he was able to get a stall on top left. My Shark Scale with the string, I was also able to meet him there briefly, but I didn't stall as well as he did. So very interesting. Maybe the answer to getting good tech on both sides is playing different launchers in the same game. Could be interesting. And also in that Shark Scale mirror, Carlos was on 160 free ball.
Carlos actually uses the same combo I used to use. That's the outfit on my Sharks.
Sorry, I'm biased.
And this matchup here is actually pretty interesting, and Cosmos was getting really hype about it because Mummy Curse against Meteor Dragoon specifically, Mummy Curse has that little plastic bit that kind of comes out of the blade, which makes it harder for Mummy Curse to spin steal again. I mean, it makes it harder for Meteor Dragoon to spin steal against Mummy specifically because it's not like a smooth surface to equalize on. However, Cosmos did point out that I'm on free ball, and Meteor Dragoon and left spins in general, their best matchups are into Beyblades with ball bits. So here, like at the start, it looked like Meteor Dragoon was slowing down from those initial hits, but then because I'm on ball and the plastic piece is now kind of retracted because of the low RPM, Meteor Dragoon did manage to get the outspin here against my Mummy Curse. Carlos was up 2-1.
Carlos is playing a different deck here than he normally runs. Never see him running Meteor.
Try one. Oh, you already have 160, right? Okay, try 160 Hexa.
Let us know down in the comments, should Carlos commentate more videos or more battles like he is? Here on the shuffle, we're starting Shark Scale on X side versus Carlos's Meteor. We get the cross-court launch, but we almost self-pocket, but we meet on the rail because of the sort of left spin versus right spin dynamic, and then bang, 1-2. To stop the spin of the Meteor off that rubber and take another 2 points. Nice. Now coming back around to Phoenix Wing, it's going to be against Strand Strike once again. And I'm watching Carlos do his string launcher. He kind of holds his pointed downwards and then turns it backwards almost. So it flicks it upwards, and that's how he gets his top left corner stall. And it works perfectly because Strand Strike gets the pocket or gets the spin finish on my Phoenix. It's tied up 3-3 into Mummy Curse. And he is now back onto his string launcher for the Shark Scale on B side. And he absolutely booms me. I think I tilted the Mummy a little bit too hard. The free ball lost control in the center there and just gets clapped. GG's Carlos, 5-3 loss. Fresh off the loss against Carlos, we now enter round 4 against Icy X. And we're gonna be putting some inspiration from Carlos directly into our gameplay here. Starting on the Phoenix Wing B side, we're gonna do the thing where he like points downwards and then flicks upwards as he launches on the left hand. And there we go, Phoenix Wing hanging out in the corner just a little bit longer than it usually does previously in the video. And it's gonna pay off here because big hits in this Shark Scale maintain our stamina. We take the spin finish, we'd like to see it. This is how we improve at Beyblade, guys. We watch footage, we watch players that are better than us, and we try to change our technique to win points. 1-0, switching sides. Here onto Shark Scale on the X side versus an Aero Pegasus. ICX is on Winder here. He's doing what I used to do, point it in the direction, put that Beyblade up there. We're gonna try to meet him in that corner there. Unfortunately, still couldn't get it right, but we do get massive hits. So massive, in fact, that the stadium shifts out of camera. And luckily for me, just winning the stamina battle following massive attacks. Aero Pegasus falling really quickly, and Shark Scale getting a spin finish, 2-0. And now onto Mummy Curse. Back again. Right now it's +3, -4.
It is ready. 3, 2, 1, to shoot. You want to redo it? Yeah. All right.
And I'm gonna call a mislaunch here because my RPM was really low. My fingers slipped off the grip too early, and this felt really bad. Luckily, the judge does give me a mislaunch here when I called it before any contact really happened. And now Mummy Curse, we get a snipe, I think. All right, third time's the charm. Mummy Curse versus Glory Valkyrie. ICX is gonna barely avoid me as I land around him. And I take center stage here on that free ball. The Glory Valkyrie, I think, on some sort of stamina build as well. It's just come down to a stamina versus stamina once again. ICX playing some interesting builds. I think his Shark Scale was on Hexa or something like that. Like, he's just experimenting with stuff. But my Shark Scale +8, -1. I don't even know if it's the launch tech. I think Shark Scale on the Fresh Shark, Fresh Slow Rush is just that strong with Beyblade by default. It just wins no matter where I put it. So we're gonna start Shark Scale again here on the X side. And ICX is switched to string launcher as well. Interesting how some of my opponents are just switching launchers depending on either their Beyblade, their side, or adapting to the situation. Who knows? I would love to hear insight about that. Do people like to switch their launchers mid-game? I'm just sticking to string launcher for now just because I want to get better at it. And Shark Scale taking another spin finish, 4-0, +9, -1. Really, really good KD from Shark Scale. It's been 4 spin finishes though. Phoenix Wing, can we finish it with anything else but a spin? We meet in the middle. Aero Pegasus gets lost in the sauce, gets pocketed. Nice 5-0 victory against ICX. 3 wins, 1 loss. Really good way to end round 4.
All right, we hold on. We got our 3rd win. We need 1 more, and we should be okay. But there's 2 more rounds. So 2 more rounds to get 1 more win.
All right, Swiss round 5 now against Johnny A. Never played against him before. If we can win this round, that will basically be top cut secured. If you can get 4-1 before losing twice in the 6th round of Swiss, top 8 is looking pretty likely. Shark Scale, getting 2 great looks into Hover Wyvern, and then I get extremed. Can you believe? Shark Scale was putting in work. Clean hits into that Hover Wyvern, getting the good timings on the X dash. But at the end, one small tap gets me in the extreme. We lose 3 points off the rip, and Shark Scale's KD, no good anymore. Can Phoenix Wing make some of this deficit back against a Blast Emperor? We're gonna put it into the corner, but it's gonna slide into the middle once again. This matchup typically is good for me because Phoenix Wing is good at pushing tall Beyblades towards the ground, especially CX Beyblades with heavy lock chips, but not this time. It's almost like I did 0 damage to that thing, and we lose another point to spin finish. This is looking really grim for us this round. 4-0. Mummy Curse against Golem Rock Free Ball. We saw this earlier against the Scorpio Spear Free Ball. Mummy Curse's stamina in the stamina versus stamina matchup is not good, especially if your opponent is hitting the full around the world stall. No contact whatsoever. Mummy Curse tip taps into the middle. Lose a lot of stamina here, and that's gonna be game 5-0 against Johnny A. Really bad loss to suffer from going to round 6. GG's.
My Shark Scale, I thought it had it, and then it didn't. And then my other 2 Beyblades just couldn't do anything, so lose another one. We lose 3-2. We have one more chance to get 4 wins. All right, my final match is gonna be against Xavier. Jesus, bro, he's really tough, so we'll see if we can do it.
The final round of Swiss in the video against Xavier Beyblades, one of the best string players in the room. Don't hover over the timestamp, guys. Don't check if I make top cut. You have to watch this game. String launcher versus string launcher. I'm on the B side. Phoenix Wing up against Shark Scale. So far today, my MVPs have been Shark Scale and Phoenix Wing. Mummy Curse, just mid. Phoenix Wing, solid little hangout in the top there. We meet, no initial contact. I almost self-KO there, but I was able to dodge like 3 of these Shark Scale hits. Get 1 X dash there, and Phoenix Wing, surprisingly, has really good stamina if you don't get destabilized. So we take the spin finish here, 1-0 against Xavier. And following that loss just now, we've switched up the order. Mummy Curse going in second. We're gonna go for this sort of upwards flick to get to the top left. Unfortunately, I didn't really flick. I kind of just aimed it downwards at a slant, and I placed it right below Xavier's Glory Valkyrie, and we get 1 tapped. We're down 2-1, not great. Can Shark Scale recover against this Aero Pegasus? We miss an X dash, and then we hop across the court somehow, jump out of this pocket, and Aero Pegasus hovering in this middle, taking up all the space. 1 big hit, I get clapped. 4-1, we're down by 3 onto the reshuffle. We're gonna have faith in this Shark Scale, guys. Shark Scale on the X side. We're gonna try this again. We're gonna drop the Beyblade. And we're gonna try to avoid the instance where we get 1 tap there. So we're not gonna angle it backwards just yet. We're gonna flick our wrist, and it's gonna get to the other side, luckily for me. And Glory Valkyrie gets a crazy X dash, but recoils off the top of my Shark Scale and jumps out the stadium. That's 1 point for a stadium out. We're still in this, 2 points to 4. Phoenix Wing on the B side. Again, hovering in the center, but we don't die. We continue. Phoenix Wing getting a crazy counterattack. 2 points. It is tied up 4-4. And we have Mummy Curse. Can it close out this game for us? We're going to hit the best launch of the day. And we get extremed. We miss the drop after getting the finally a good launch, and we get extremed. That's how we go versus Xavier Beyblades. We go home.
Mummy is so trash. GG. Mummy Curse is so hot garbage. After the first 2 wins, it just never won again. It lost all my points the past 3 games. So we're not playing that again. String launcher feels pretty good. I don't really know what I'm doing yet, but we'll be back for more next time.